Hi guys! Before I get started, I want to say that if you don't like hearing about murders or crime stories, I don't know why you clicked on this video. Hopefully by the thumbnail and the title you can tell that's what this is about. I want to clarify that I do not like murderers and when people get killed. I do think it's important to learn and inform that these things do happen. Also, I hope you guys appreciate my aesthetic background today. I'm a college student and I needed a desk for this video, so this is what you get. So I hope you like it. Also, all of the makeup products that I use, I will put them down below so I don't have to stop and show you. The big reason why I combine the two with Makeup&Murder, or hopefully more mystery in the future. Well, one other reason is that one of my favorite YouTubers, Bailey Sarian, also makes these videos, and I love the idea because I kind of wanted to do both types of videos on my channel. I get a lot of requests to do makeup, and I don't know, I don't really feel comfortable doing makeup videos, so I don't do them. But I do them because sometimes I think murder and crime videos are kind of boring or not as entertaining. I mean, you shouldn't be entertained by murder videos, you know, but I think it also makes it more comfortable for the person, me, informing others about these stories, and yeah. So today we're talking about the murderer who killed, dismembered, and castrated 12 victims in the time of 4 years, but has still never been identified. They called this murderer a Cleveland torso murderer. This all started back in September of 1934, and that's when the first body was found. Along the shores of Lake Erie, a woman's body was found. Well, a part of the body. The only remains was her lower torso, which was amputated at the knees. There is a chemical substance that was on her skin, which left her skin red and leathery. The woman's body was found by a young man on the shore, just casually walking. That's something that I don't know what I would do. I mean, I obviously would call the cops, but just, you know, walking anywhere in public and then seeing that, I would just be shocked, I think. I actually read something recently that when people are afraid, they automatically run and, like, do something. I don't know, I feel like I would be the kids on Jaws that when they saw the shark, they were just like, and like couldn't move. And because they never found the rest of the body, the woman was never identified. She was then named Lady of the Lake. I think it would be really horrible to die, especially in such a horrific way like this, and for nobody to know who you are. She was then taken to the morgue and was basically just left there. Nobody really worked on her, nobody knew who it was, so they felt like it was just, you know, whatever. Until detectives realized that she fit perfectly into a local serial killer's pattern. 1 year after the first body was found, the Lady of the Lake, another corpse was discovered. 2 teenage boys found a decapitated body of a man at the bottom of a hill in Kingsbury Run in Cleveland, Ohio. The body was identified as 28-year-old Edward Andrassy. The man was also only wearing socks. The discovery of Andrassy was actually one of the first of a long line of bodies that was found in Kingsbury Run. At this time of the crime, the killer was identified as the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run, and later the Cleveland torso murderer. Edward Andrassy was actually considered the first victim, as the first woman found was not connected to the spree until later on when they realized it all fit together. 13 bodies were found, all in the same condition, all missing heads and various limbs, and all the victims were from the lower class of society. In most cases, the death was caused by decapitation and dismemberment. Some of the bodies were found with their dismembered limbs right next to them, and some took a few days, and some were never found. Side note, I said 13 bodies earlier, I meant to say 12. Only 2 of the 12 bodies were murdered differently. The body of victim 9 had their abdomen gutted and their heart ripped out. The body of victim 10 had drugs in their system, but since the body didn't have arms, the possibility that she was an addict did not rule out. Out of the 12 victims, only 3 were identified, but only 2 of them were positive. The first was Edward Andrassy, the first body found and identified. The third body found was identified as Florence Polillo. The 8th body found was thought to be Rose Wallace, although her identity was only found through dental records, so they don't really know. The investigation to the murders carried on for 5 years officially, but with only 2 major arrests and no convictions. In 1936, when the case was still fresh and bodies were still being found, Safety Director Elliot Ness became heavily involved with the case. Ness was well known, especially at that time, because he was known for the Untouchables, a group of federal law enforcement that worked to take Al Capone down, and was believed that his savviness as a director would bring fast closure to this case. 2 days later, Ness and 35 police officers started to raid Kingsbury Run. They ended up burning the town after their raid because they were so angry. Although Ness was heavily criticized for this and the public felt that a violent raid would not stop the murders, no bodies were found after this. A few days after the raid, a doctor named Francis Sweeney was arrested with belief that he was the Cleveland torso murderer. Sweeney had been a medical soldier and was responsible for amputations. He was personally interviewed by Ness and took 2 polygraph tests, which he failed both. However, before Sweeney could be trialed, it was revealed that Sweeney was cousins with Ness's political opponent, Congressman Martin Sweeney. Ness realized there was no way he could prosecute Sweeney successfully and was forced to let him go. The second arrest was not much successful either. Oh, by the way, I'm doing a green look today because I'm going to my college football game and my color is green. I actually don't have a large variety of green colors. I have like 1 dark green, so that's what I'm gonna use, so it'll be pretty dark. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look into getting a bright green. I think I actually have one at home. I just didn't think I would need the palette, but silly me, I do. In 1939, Sheriff Mark O'Donnell arrested a bricklayer named Frank Dolezal for the murder of Florence Polillo, which was the 8th body found and was only identified because of her dental records. Sheriff O'Donnell found out that Frank Dolezal had lived with Florence Polillo and was also acquainted with 2 other bodies that were found, Edward Andrassy and Rose Wallace. So Frank Dolezal was acquainted with the 3 bodies that were identified. Although police initially claimed that Dolezal had confessed, there was a speculation that they felt like the police forced him to. Before he could go to trial, Dolezal hanged himself in his cell. Dolezal's autopsy showed that he had sustained 6 broken ribs during O'Donnell's custody. Later, it was revealed that O'Donnell was the only one who thought Dolezal was guilty. After the authorities ran out of suspects, there were no more bodies found, and the case ran cold. Since 1939, there has been no more information on the Cleveland torso murderer. And now it is the end of the video, so I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions or opinions on this story, please comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Have a great day and thank you for watching.